A headline for our next guest: China is losing the trade war with Trump. Come on in, Donald Luskin, TrendMacro CIO. All right, Donald, you wrote that Wall Street Journal piece. Make your case that China's losing.
The markets are the referee in this cage match. Measured in their own weak currency, the Chinese stock market is 20% off its highs in January. The U.S., back to the highs. The Chinese currency just had its two worst, weakest months back-to-back in June and July in the entire history of China as a modern nation. So you add that to the decline in the stock market, and Chinese stocks in terms of actual global value are down 30%. That is a deep bear market. That's because Mr. Market is making the judgment that the U.S. can take a little tariff pain and win this war. China is just so fragile. It's just this big, top-heavy, debt-laden prison state. Ooh. And if it experiences anything that even remotely looks like a recession with any kind of unemployment, the real risk in China is you've got civil unrest and strikes and repression. Oh my God, anything could happen. China ain't going to win this one.
So from a political standpoint, you would say President Trump should stand firm. Don't blink. Let China blink first because they've got the most to lose. Is that where you're coming from?
That's exactly where I'm coming from, and China knows it. You know, they can see the stock market quotations too. They see the currencies markets every day. You know, I loved it when a couple weeks ago the new governor of the People's Bank of China, who's like, you know, the new Ben Bernanke or, you know, Jay Powell, you know, he comes out and says the economy is fundamentally sound. You know, who was the last guy who said that? Herbert Hoover, right? Okay, so this is the kind of desperate ploy they've come to.
So, but China, you know, they can't blink publicly because that would be a huge loss of face for President Xi, President for life Xi. He can't lose face. That's very important in Asian culture. So what are they supposed to do? How do they back off gracefully and not publicly?
The great thing about China being a surveillance police state is that people in China have no idea what's going on in the world. So Xi can go to Washington and, you know, abase himself before President Trump and give him whatever it takes to end this trade war, and then go back to China and use the state-controlled media to declare victory. They completely control the media in China. I mean, they've even banned the new Walt Disney movie Christopher Robin. They've got a war on poo going on. So don't worry about saving face. That's easy.
At the end of the day, you say America wins, right?
America wins simply because, you know, think about it this way. A trade war is like a college fraternity drinking game. Tariffs are a little bit of poison. They're a tax that you impose on yourself. It hurts a little bit. You take a drink, the other guy takes a drink. You take a drink, the other guy takes a drink. Who falls down first? That depends who's strongest. The U.S. is the strongest economy in the world, the strongest economy in history. China is just a really big, poor country that just 2 generations ago was starving. We can win this drinking game. They are going to come begging for terms before the midterm elections in the United States because they know that that's when a victory for Trump will be most valuable to Trump. The terms of surrender will never be better than before November.
That's fascinating. Yeah, David Luskin, that really is fascinating stuff and expressed in strong terms. We appreciate that. Come again soon, please.
Thank you.
We'd like your commentary on this as we run along.
Anytime.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you.